The Patrick Riggins Show. Call in now, 865-243-TALK. That's 243-8255. And now your host, Patrick Riggins.
This is the Patrick Riggins Show. Spinning some Metallica, For Whom the Bell Tolls. And for someone this Tuesday, it shall toll for thee. We are here on the radio station where common sense and logic prevails. At least on this show anyway. 100.3 WNOX. We are pumping out 100,000 watts of power, saturating the East Tennessee Valley, reaching 5 states and 2 time zones. We are also worldwide on the internet. So no matter where you are on this earth, if you have internet access, or I guess I should say unrestricted internet access, you can watch and listen to this show online. Just go to www.wnoxfm.com. There you can witness history in the making, the early years of a soon-to-be national phenomenon, and you can say you were there. That address again is wnoxfm.com. Sitting here with me, nursing a bottle of alcohol after the UT game yesterday, is Tori. I'm kidding. He's not sitting here drinking.
No, but yesterday during the UT ball game, yes. But
yeah, that was interesting. I figured you and Spanky will have a good show today.
Yeah.
So nothing like watching 2 high school teams play in a big stadium.
Duke it out on the big spotlight
on a college field.
Well, we won.
Yeah, so. Barely. But I guess a win's a win. You know, I think that's kind of a...
Not really.
Yeah, exactly. If they're putting up the kind of yards they did.
For whom the bell tolls.
For whom, yeah, that may be apply in more than one place. that may be tolling over there at UT.
Keep an eye out or in a thrift store near you for orange pants sales coming up here very soon.
Exactly. All the moving companies are already lining up and dropping off business cards at UT. All right. Thank you again.
Isn't there something important going on this Tuesday? What's happening this Tuesday? I've heard rumors of something.
We get to choose between 2 appointed people. So, you know, it's kind of...
Is there going to be a winner?
Well, one of them will be a winner. We probably won't be. It depends on how you define winner. If you mean higher taxes, then yeah, we're not winners. And more of the same. More of the same, exactly. All right, thank you again for tuning in this week to the Patrick Riggins Show. If you haven't guessed by now, I am Patrick Riggins. And you would not believe how hard it was for me to find a radio show or radio station starting a Patrick Riggins Show. You see, I wanted to get on the radio, but I knew it would be hard. The first thing I had to do was to find a radio station with a Patrick Riggins radio show, but no Patrick Riggins to host it. Luckily, WNOX had the show, and when I applied for the job, I had a real good feeling I would get it. Because of everyone applying, I was the only one whose name was the same as the radio show, and as luck would have it, I got the job. And now you get to hear some of the most common sense and logical analysis available on the radio today. Speaking of which, I wanted to start the show this week by answering a statement that I've heard kicked around quite a bit lately, and that is one of not voting. That if I don't agree with either candidate, then why should I vote? I've addressed this before on this show, but with the numbers of people who are tuning in, and it's growing more and more each week, I want to be sure the new people are up to speed on this particular aspect of this show. To start out, if you don't feel like trying to write all this down or you're driving, this show will be posted on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Patrick Riggins Show. So if you need to remember something or trying to recount what I said to a friend, just direct them to that YouTube address where not only will they get the message on why they need to vote, but more clear thinking and logical analysis about the issues affecting their life. Who knows, they may even start agreeing with you. But getting back to my point, the reason you need to go vote is because what it says about you. It lets the politicians know there is one more person out there watching what they are doing and cares enough to go vote. Even if your guy or gal doesn't win, it shows support for the position they were backing. And that makes an impact on what the winning side thinks it can get done or get away with. If you don't vote, it tells the winning side as well as the losing side that they don't have to pay attention to what you have to say, because you aren't going to vote them in or out of office if they don't listen to you or your group. Look at the voter turnout. Even in presidential elections, we're only getting a little over half the eligible people voting. Half. And you wonder why politicians don't bother listening to what you have to say. They don't care. They know if their base votes for them, and there are people who would vote for Hitler if he was a Democrat or Republican. If that base turns out, they'll be in office. There aren't enough non-affiliated people voting for it to matter to the major parties. By increasing the numbers of people who are voting for a third-party candidate, it sends a clear message that our population is growing and the issues we push will stop being ignored. Now, will it happen overnight? Of course not. But mark my words, it will happen. Just look at how the conservative media has grown. Although I'd argue it really isn't all that conservative, but you can see how the people who make money see the writing on the wall. They know where the audience is politically. So we are making progress. After all, you know the government is going to be the last thing to catch on to a tide within the government, but eventually it will get caught up, if for no other reason than to be able to get elected. I don't care if they believe in what they're doing or not. As long as they're doing it, then who cares? Some people might say they're only voting to restore our rights and liberties because they want to get reelected. Well, so? Are we meeting our goals? Then who cares who gets the congratulations? I sure don't. See, I host a radio show, but I'm not a radio show host. A radio show host insists on getting credit for creating movements and for making or breaking politicians when they really have nothing to do with it. They can only put out the ideas. People make things happen. I am here on this radio show to urge you to action, to try and create within you a stirring, to light a small ember and have it grow. I want you to tell your friends about this show. I want it to become one of the most popular shows on the air. And with the numbers we're attracting each week, that goal isn't too awfully far away. But my point is, I'm not doing it for me. I'm not doing it so I can be famous. I'm doing it because I think it is what is best for this country. That libertarianism is closer to what this country is all about than any other ideas. But now, is it perfect? No, nothing is. We're all humans. As such, nothing we do will be perfect. And not being able to achieve perfection, we try to get as close to it as we can. But we never stop striving to do better, to improve on what we're doing. But the first step is to vote, to make your voice heard. Now, we're up on the first segment, or first break here of the Patrick Riggins Show. When we come back, we'll have some information or some stuff about Hurricane Sandy and TSA, a couple other things. Stay with us. It's a great show. It'll just be packed with goodness. This is Patrick Riggins. We'll return after these messages.